Darkman, Darkman, a comic book character that didn't exist until this movie. That's right, let's get into it. Darkman stars Liam Neeson as Dr. Peyton Westlake, aka Darkman. It also stars Frances McDormand as his girlfriend, Julie Hastings. And Darkman is from 1990, it lasts 1 hour 35 minutes. And this is a strange little movie. Okay, I feel like this movie is a practice run for Spider-Man. Sam Raimi, the director of Spider-Man, directed this a few years before. Yeah, like a decade before. Yeah. And if you look at the sets, the locations, the lighting, the colours, it all looks incredibly similar to that first Spider-Man. You're nodding, yeah. Have you seen Spider-Man? No. Oh. Okay, well, we'll watch that one from the 70s. Yeah, that's not the Spider-Man I'm talking about. Good, because that is terrible. Okay. So this movie, like so many others, opens down by the docks, and there's a dodgy deal going on. Just like Samurai Cop and a million other movies. Two rival gangs are meeting up. The visiting gang is led by Robert Durant. And yeah, he's a bad guy. Yeah. He takes over this gang. Yeah, you're in their house because they say they frisk them for weapons. Check they're not carrying any weapons. And then one guy's like, oh, by the way, I've got a wooden leg. Wouldn't you delete it? So the deal quickly goes south. And the other gang pull out weapons. But Durant's man with the wooden leg takes off his wooden leg. Yeah, and it's an Uzi. He turns his leg into a machine gun. It's hilarious. It's pretty funny. And there's a big gunfight. Robert Durant's team win. Even though their gang has men hiding inside cars, inside crates, and they just drive out these crates. What are they doing in there? I don't know. I guess they're just waiting in case things went south. I think they're trying to do themselves in. They weren't trying to do themselves in. They were waiting there in case things went south. There is no ventilation. And they're in car. Oh, this makes no sense. Like so much of this movie. Right, I'm going to ask you straight off. Did you like this movie? I liked bits of it. Right, but as a whole? Nah, not really. It's a bit cheesy. Well, it's just because it's 1990. It might not have aged great. But I think this is a really good movie. Really fun. Listen, I know you're tasting movies by now. And this is a prime example of why you should not be allowed to vote. Back to the movie. We see Peyton in his lab. He's with his lab technician and they're taking photographs. Yeah, taking photographs of a guy's nose. That's a bit strange. And then they 3D print it. They're working on liquid flesh so the skin can be replaced with no surgery. And this is before 3D printers actually existed. Ah. So this is quite cool. It was quite cool. It still is quite cool. Not really. Anyway, they print this nose and they realise they might just have it figured out. They've been working on this for a long time. Eureka! But as with most of their experiments, this nose lasts for 99 minutes and then it dissolves. Damn. That is a random choice, 99 minutes. Yeah, I don't know why it's 99 minutes, but it is. We find out later that Peyton's lab is also his home. Work-life balance. Yeah, well, his girlfriend Julie is over. She spends the night with him. We find out Julie works for a bit of a dodgy guy. Yeah, a land developer named Mr. Strack. Or Stark Industries. Strack Industries. Yeah, Strack Industries. He owns a business. He admits to paying off Robert Durant and other people to get the land he needs and to get protection for this land. Basically, he admits to some dodgy, nefarious, illegal activities. And Julie's like, oh, okay then, I understand. See you tomorrow, boss. Pretty much. But the reason he confesses to her is because Julie has a memorandum. She has paperwork that proves this illegal activity is going on. So the boss says, listen, give us it back. Be a good sport. But she doesn't. So that night, Durant and his goons go to Peyton's house, where they think they'll find the memorandum. Which they do, but not before they kill Peyton's lab technician. Was he having a sleepover? No, he wasn't having a sleepover. They were just working late. You sure? No. And then they torture and kill Peyton. Yeah, they throw him through like 800,000 pieces of glass. Yeah. And then they go to stick his head in acid and he grabs the handrails that they're electric so his hands melt. It's disgusting. They're really cool. It is cool. And then they dip his head in acid. And then they find an inner random and turn on the gas, light a flame, and leave. The whole place blows up. Sorry, Peyton. The place blows up just as Julie is returning to Peyton's home. She sees it all. Well, she sees the explosion, yeah. Oh, but before he was blown up, Peyton and his lab technician had discovered liquid skin will actually last as long as these two, but only in the dark. Yeah. So if you're some kind of dark man, it might benefit you. Maybe. They don't really play that much in this movie. No, they don't. They could have had loads of scenes in this movie where he's in the dark, wearing masks, and no one knows. Don't know, every time he wears a mask made of liquid skin, because that's the whole plot. Yeah. It's always in the daytime for some reason. So he knows he only has 99 minutes to earn mission or whatever. I know what you mean. He could go out at night and be fine, but he chooses not to. Yeah. The fool. After this, we see Peyton's funeral. The only person there is Julie. Oh, he's not popular, this guy. Well, at the funeral, we hear the gravedigger saying, I didn't have to work too hard because they only found an ear. And then we cut to the hospital. Yeah, turns out the hospital has Peyton. He's not dead. He was found a few miles from his flat. He was found down by the river. And down by the river! They assume he's an alcoholic tramp or something, in their words.
You're an alcoholic tramp.
So they put him on a table to examine his body, and for some reason they decided we'll just take this homeless person and do experiments on him. Yeah, and they find out he's got no pain receptors. He can't feel pain. So the doctor, she's just like prodding on. Yeah, the doctor, Jenny Agutter, in a strange little cameo. Yeah, another doctor, John Landis. Oh yeah. He also has augmented strength and rage. I don't know how they know that, neither do I, but they know it. Anyway, they turn their back, he escapes. Next thing, he's walking down this alley, and he finds a trench coat, he steals a trench coat. Yeah, it's a disguise. Just ask Rorschach, Raphael, and countless others. Yeah. So his face is all bandaged up, his hands are all bandaged up, but he's wearing a trench coat. He staggers out the alley, and the very first person he sees, the only person he sees, is Julie, just walking the streets at night. And he goes up to her like, oh, Julie! And she runs off, unsurprisingly. Yeah, I'm not surprised really. Some mummy comes up to you and starts moaning at you. He returned to his blown up apartment / lab, and he finds the whole place is decimated, but luckily his computer and 3D printer still work.
Hi? Don't ask.
Yeah, that is a bit odd. It's a bit don't say that. So he sets it up so that it'll rebuild his original face. Yeah, and it will only take 571 hours. 571 hours. Just forget it. Press cancel. Well, what else is he going to do for 571 hours? You'll see. Yes, you will. So we get a little tiny montage of him doing some work, trying to speed up the process, trying to perfect the liquid skin. And then we cut to a staff party, which, yes, like a big grand doll, Strack is thrown. And Strack instantly starts hitting on Julie.
Hey, sexy.
And she's agreeable to it.
Really heartless.
Well, better find a new nan. This guy's rich. Yeah, I don't think it's quite like that. It is. Right. And then Peyton, Darkman, gets to work. Darkman tracks down one member of Durant's gang, and this is Milhouse. It's not Milhouse. This is Ted Raimi. Oh yeah, Ted Raimi. The Sean Gunn of the 80s and 90s. He is Sam Raimi, the director's brother, and he's in every movie he makes. Anyway, Darkman questions him and then kills him. Yeah, they're down in the sewer, and he lifts the guy up, so his head is sticking out the manhole cover, and then a lorry drives over his head. Oh dear, what a way to go. Sorry, Milhouse. He's not Milhouse, he is.
He is.
The next day, Darkman tracks down another member of the gang. Yeah, this is Tolly. He's a funny little guy. And Darkman tracks him down, photographs him, and prints his face with liquid skin. Makes a mask of Polly. And this doesn't take 571 hours. It takes like 3 minutes. Yeah, good point actually. Yeah. This nudie is filled with potholes. Potholes? Plot holes, sorry. So Darkman disguises himself as Polly, goes to a meeting pre-arranged, he collects some money for the gang, and then never hands it over to the gang. So the next day, Durant and the rest of the gang go to Polly's place, where he's lying in bed. He's been drugged, I think, yeah, and he's wearing this nice suit, and he's got 2 tickets to Hawaii.
It does not look good.
Because Darkman put it all there and set it up to look like he stole from the gang. So Durant takes this loyal soldier, this friend of his, and throws him out a window.
Have a nice flight.
We see Darkman still dressed as Polly on the street. Yeah. For some reason he decided, I'll just sit down here and wait. And he keeps doing this every time it's like reaching the 99-minute mark and his mask is going to dissolve in the daylight. He decides, I'll just wait till the very last minute before running home. That's what he does here. Yeah. He goes home and it seems like 571 hours have finally passed. Because his new face is ready. Well, his old face. His old face, his new printout of his old face. You know what I mean. Nope. So he goes and he finds Julie. Yeah, she's just hanging around the cemetery. Yeah, well, I think she was visiting his headstone. But he goes and meets her. Totally freaks her out. She's terrified. And then he explains it's amnesia, blah, 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 blah. That he's back now. He wants to see her again. So she goes and she says to her DOS, her new boyfriend, it's over. My boyfriend is not dead. He's alive. See you later. As the movie goes on, the boss figures out that Durant and his gang are having problems, losing members, being tricked by some mysterious character, and he figures out it's him. It's Peyton, so Julie basically grassed him in. After this, Peyton decides it's time to frame Durant himself. So he prints out a face of Durant, and he goes to a convenience store. He holds up this convenience store like a petty criminal, and then looks right at the camera and says, "My name is Robert Durant." Who's that doctor? Roberto Duran. Yeah, I keep getting these names mixed up. Well, this is Robert Durant. That's Roberto Duran. Anyway, you've got me doing it now. Anyway, Robert Durant is arrested. And yeah, for about 3 seconds, and then his lawyer gets him out. Even though they've got him on video in this convenience store, yeah, somehow he gets out of prison. And when he leaves, he realises he's late for a meeting. He's meeting with a Chinese gang. But Darkman is there disguised as Durant. And the Chinese gang say, listen, actually, Durant, we're not going to pay you. There's nothing you can do to scare us. You can't intimidate us. And then Darkman, as Durant, takes a lighter, holds it under his hand, and shows that he's feeling no pain in his hand. Yeah. And the liquid skin covering his hand doesn't help. No, it doesn't. And the Chinese gang are suddenly like, oh, okay, we'll pay you. Please don't burn yourself anymore. I think they're freaked out by it. Yeah, just let him burn himself. How does that affect them? I don't know, but they think he's a psycho, I think. So they pay him. He takes a suitcase full of money, starts to leave with his gang members, and then the real Durant turns up. Yeah, in this little conical sequence. Shoot him, no shoot him, no shoot him, no shoot him. I'm the real Durant, I'm the real Durant, he's the real Durant, you're the real Durant. What's a Durant? Right. It's all very confusing for the other gang members until, again, we've reached 99 minutes and Darkman's Durant mask begins to melt. Wait, there's 2 of them. There were 2 of them in this scene, so you could say it as Durant. And then it's also not that scary for him because the next thing you know, Peyton is at the fair with Julie on a little date. What? Is he not being hunted by this terrifying gang? Well, it's fine time to go to the fair, and he gets conned by one of the fair workers because he throws a ball, knocks down some cans, but the guy says, oh no, you've broken the rules, you're over the line, or whatever it is. Yeah, so he breaks the guy's fingers. Luckily, the guy's fingers are made of plasticine. They're not plasticine, they are. And then he takes the elephant in the on, and he says an infamous line.
Fucking elephant. Please, no. Forgive me.
So he runs off, in shame, and Julie gets chased. She chases him all the way to the lad, and she instantly figures out his secret. And she's like, I don't care what you look like, I love you. Rubbish. She does put two and two together rather quickly. Later, while Julie's back at work, Robert Duran's team descend once again on Peyton's blown up, destroyed lab/home. And it's a big shootout. Well, not shootout, they're all shooting at him. They're all terrible shots. Yeah, he manages to get away. And then it's a bit of a chase over the rooftops of this city. Yeah, and Duran runs to this warehouse where apparently he's got like all his other faces stored.
Well, this is new information.
He's got all these faces in there. So he disguises himself as one of the bad guys. Yeah, and then he disguises one of the bad guys as him wearing a mask. So he's put a mask of himself on this guy, and then put a mask of another guy on top of that mask. So another guy shoots that guy, takes off the mask, and he's like, oh, it's him. And then he takes off the other mask, and he's like, oh, it's not him. It's all very, very confusing. Eventually comes down to just Duran and Darkman. And Darkman goes and clings on the side of Duran's helicopter because he's escaping. Yeah, he's fleeing as all bad guys do. It's some of it's pretty cool. Some of it is pretty cheesy. I think it's alright. Some of the effects aren't perfect when you look back on them. And yeah, really not perfect. But the long shots, it's some good stunt work from the stunt team. Yeah, that's cool. I appreciate that. Yeah. The close-up shots, not so good. Some of them. Anyway, Darkman ends up dangling from a cable from beneath the helicopter, being swung through the city. He's smashed into a building and then dragged out, and he's like, oh, that's fine. The cable that Darkman is hanging on has got a hook at the bottom, so eventually he hooks it to a passing truck underneath, and this causes the helicopter to crash into a bridge and blow up. Yeah, killing anyone in the vicinity. No, it just kills Duran and his pilot. And any cars nearby. No any cars. Maybe some cars nearby. Anyway, that's that. So now there's only one person left to deal with. Julie, for cheating on him. She wasn't cheating on him, she thought he was dead. But it's not her he's dealing with. It's her boss, Strack.
I remember that guy.
So he goes to meet Strack while he's disguised as Durant, and for some reason they go to the top of a construction site. Yeah, they're jumping across all these like all this scaffolding and stuff, and it's really, really high up. And Strack says he's been on building sites like this his entire life, so he can dance it out like an alley dancer. He has no fear of the heights, or he's got no unsteadiness on his feet. But Darkman, or Durant, as we think, is not doing too well. Strack quickly figures out the Darkman is not Durant. He's like, hey, how are the kids? And Darkman's like, oh, they're great. And Strack's like, you don't have kids. Don't! Take your mask off. Yeah. So there's a bit of a fight. Yeah, Julie gets knocked off the tower because she's his hostage, you see. She's thrown off the tower and she falls very, very slowly. Well, she does. And she ends up dangling on this, like a tight or something. Yeah, there's a bit of metal or something sticking out. And again, it's very similar to Spider-Man. But Darkman comes swinging in and saves her just as she falls, just as she loses her grip. Yeah, like Spider-Man. Yeah, also like Spider-Man. And then he swings and kicks Strack in the chest, just like Spider-Man. Well, but Strack falls off the edge. Darkman grabs him and he's holding him. And Strack says, I knew you couldn't let me drop. You don't have it in you. You're not a killer. Has he not seen the rest of the movie? Does he not wonder what's happened to Durant's name and Durant? He's killed everyone. Yeah, yeah. I think this is supposed to be for us, the viewer. we're supposed to think, oh, is he going to do it? Is he too good a guy? No, we know he's not a good guy. He's been killing everyone. He broke an aunt's fingers over a pink elephant. Yeah, well, he let Strack fall to his death. Good day, Tony Strack. His name's not Tony Strack. And I know Darkman's true face is shown, and it's hideous. He's got these little teeth. It looks crazy. It's quite good makeup. Yeah, it's hideous. But Julie says she'll accept him. She doesn't care how he looks. Liar. And he says, oh no, I can't deal with the shame. I'm not the same man I used to be. My temper's too much. I can't be with you anymore. So he runs off, and she gets chased again. And by the way, this is all happening at night, right? So they get the elevator down from the top of the construction site, and by the time they reach the street, it's daytime! Yes, it is. He runs off into the crowd and quickly puts on a mask, which for some reason he's got in his pocket. Always day-prepared, yeah. And it's Bruce Campbell. His new mask is Bruce Campbell, another person who's in every Sam Raimi movie as Bruce Campbell, his old friend from Evil Dead. What? We'll watch Evil Dead one day. No, you won't. Yes, we will. Right, so Julie can't find him. He goes off with a voiceover saying, basically, I'm Darkman. And that's the navy over. Thank goodness. It wasn't bad. It wasn't good. I enjoyed it. I had fun with it. Well, I enjoyed bits of it, but it could have been so much more. They could have done a lot more, I'll agree with that. Wasted opportunity, San Raimi. Yeah. Are there any other Darkmen? There's Darkman 2 and Darkman 3. Darkman 2, The Return of Durant. What? Yeah, I don't know what happens there. Darkman 3, Die, Darkman, Die. Is it Liam Neeson again? I don't think he comes back for the sequels. Wise man. Anyway, trivia. Yeah. So, Bill Paxton was in line to play Darkman. Alright, that could have been interesting. Yeah, he told Liam Neeson about the audition. Liam Neeson went to the audition and got the role. So, Bill Paxton stopped talking to him for months. I like it. Yeah, okay. That is a shame for Bill Paxton, but it sounds like he took it harder than necessary. What else? San Raimi, he originally wanted Bruce Campbell for the role, but the studio said, nope, no one's going to come and see a movie starring that guy. Yeah. I think it was done just as well. Yeah. Mediocre. Yeah. Julia Roberts, she was about to play Julie in this nudie. Alright, but then she signed on to Pretty Women and took that job instead and won an Oscar. That's right, she did, yeah. Well, that's a good move. That was a good move. Well, that's Darkman from 1990. Let us know what you think about it. Hit like, hit subscribe, watch another video. I'm Darkman.